This video is sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can visit their store by using my referral link in the description below. Hi everyone, I'm Nizzahon, and today I'm bringing you another Magic Arena Historic Brawl deck. This week we're doing Karn, Scion of Urza. So if you don't know sort of my origin story about playing Magic, it is that basically it was during the Pokemon craze in like 1998, and I'd gotten money for my birthday, and I went to the store to get Pokemon cards. Didn't have any more, so I just decided to grab some Urza Saga packs. Never played Magic. And the first rare I opened, or at least one of the rares I opened in those packs, was the original Karn Silver Golem. Unfortunately, he's not on Arena. I did, way back in the day, do a commander deck with him on the channel, but forever ago. And so the Karn Sign of Urza is what my avatar is here on, Arena. It's also funny that ultimately I ended up being Ball, just like Karn, fits in. But yeah, so Karn is like one of my favorite characters in Magic. So playing with Karn seemed like the right thing to do. Now, the first thing you might think, looking at the deck, is, what cards can we play, given that we're talking about a colorless commander, which means we can't run any cards in this deck that have colored mana symbols anywhere on them. So our identity is very limited, and that does create a few problems, which I'll get to. But one of the big benefits is that we have Karn Sign of Urza effectively always in our opening hand, and he's an incredibly powerful planeswalker. This deck is mostly an artifact deck, and so the -2, using that a couple times often just overwhelms people with huge creatures. If we're not in a position where we can pressure our opponent, we can use the +1 and the -1 to generate cards, which is really strong. And so he's quite powerful. So the main theme of the deck is that it's an artifact deck. I will tell you, it's both a downside and a good thing. One of the upsides of being a colorless commander is that literally every land in this deck is a land with upside. Some of them have upside we can't really make use of, to be fair. But we can't run any basic lands. Those are counted. And there aren't wastes on Arena. I wish there were, because it would make this deck a little bit better. So every single card in this deck, every land, is a non-basic land. And they all come into play untapped. I have enough of them. There are enough of them on Arena that I could jam in 40 that come into play untapped. So we get lands like Access Tunnel, which can make our small stuff unblockable. We've got Dungeon Descent, which we can use with our legendary creatures to go through a dungeon. We've got Animal Sanctuary. There aren't that many creatures with these types. I guess we do have Stonecoil Serpent, actually. So it comes up, not a lot, but Arch of Orazca. This is a land that can draw us cards late. And so we get to run all these non-basics with effects. And that's something you have to remember, is that all your lands can actually do stuff in this deck. So keep that in mind. Also means this isn't great to play on mobile, because each of your lands, it ends up taking up too much space. So you mostly need to be playing this on a computer or a tablet. But yeah, this is also a downside, though. And the reason it's a downside is that against opposing Field of Ruins or, the 4 mana, sacrifice or exile all your attacking creatures cards, against cards that would normally do something bad to us, but we get to search up a basic, we just don't get to, because wastes aren't on Arena. So if wastes were on here, we'd have like 4 or 5 of them in the deck for that situation, but we don't have them. And so that does come up. I've had it come up, messing around with this deck, and that's a downside. But we also have the amazing upside of all of our lands do stuff, even if it's pretty narrow sometimes. So the other downside, we have access to almost no instants or sorceries. That means also our access to removal is limited. But we do have, some stuff. We have to run some kind of subpar cards because we got to interact somehow. So we've got stuff like Ninja's Kunai, which can, lightning bolt stuff if you equip it and play it, equip it, and then pay the mana cost and tap a creature. We got Silver Bolt, sort of a similar effect. Ratchet Bomb's actually really good, so it's nice that we have access to it. It sort of can be a specific card for destroying specific things. Transmogrifying Wand has kind of overperformed. I shoved this in the deck out of desperation for removal, but honestly, frequently turning our opponent's stuff into a 2/4 is pretty good, and it can do it more than once. Manipulator, not exactly removal, lets us tap stuff. We do have Perilous Vault, pretty much the only straight-up sweeper we've got. And we're even running Intro to Annihilation. I think it's the only card in our deck that's a sorcery or instant. And we got to run this one, even though it lets our opponent draw a card. It can deal with non-land permanents. We've also got Sky Sovereign, which is just great in general, but lets us bolt when it comes into play and when it attacks. So that's the kind of stuff that we have to do in this deck, and it's a downside to be sure, but it's pretty fun nonetheless. It's also just funny to play a colorless commander against people. So this pile here, I'll go through it a little bit. It's all artifact payoffs, so we've got like Automated Artificer, which can ramp our mana. Mech Titan Core is really good in this deck. We make a ton of artifact creatures, and some of them, are tokens. So getting the 10/10, very doable. Patchwork Automaton, if this comes down on turn 2, it becomes massive in a hurry. Steel Overseer just buffs all of our artifact creatures. Chief of the Foundry does the same thing, but only +1/+1 the one time. Nettle Cyst is a living weapon equipment that just is massive in the deck. Scarecrow is able to bring artifact creatures from our graveyard to the battlefield. Scrap Trawler gives us some value whenever it or another artifact is put into the battlefield. Sculpting Steel lets us copy artifacts. Usually we're copying our own, but being able to copy our opponents is nice. Karn the Great Creator is kind of interesting. So his -2 is completely useless because you don't have a sideboard in Commander. But his static ability comes up a lot. Other people are playing artifacts, not as many as we are, but they are. And shutting down all of their artifacts is legit. And his +1 actually does something too. So he's sort of a hate card that can turn these non-creature artifacts into, creatures. Mystic Forge, this thing's like absurdly powerful. We have a few really insanely powerful cards in this deck that really key off of the fact that our whole deck's colorless, and Mystic Forge is one of those. It can just, we can rip through a bunch of our library with it. Traxos untaps when we play a historic spell. Historic spells count planeswalkers, like Karn, as well as artifacts. So almost everything in the deck can untap it. Similarly, Weatherlight lets us put a historic card from the top 5 of our library into our hand. Forsaken Monument, this buffs all of our creatures a massive amount, produces stupid mana for us, and gains us life. Mishra's Self-Replicator will replicate itself if we pay 1 when we play a historic spell. Ugin is not technically an artifact payoff, but he makes all our colorless spells cost 2 less, which that's all our artifacts. In addition to just actually also being a removal spell, forgot to talk about him already, and making tokens. And Metalwork Colossus can be massive if we have enough non-creature artifacts in play. I mean, cheap and massive, and it can also come back. This pile is all mana rocks. We got a bunch of them. One weird thing about this deck is we can't run Arcane Signet because technically our commander has no identity. So it doesn't tap for any mana. I tried it. I was curious what would happen, and that's what it does. Luckily, we do have Cold Steel Heart, Guardian Idol, and Mind Stone, and Ornithopter of Paradise, which kind of can fill the same slot because they tap for colorless. And, we have some other, this isn't a ramp spell, but it makes artifacts cost less. But yeah, artifacts. And then we just sort of have like good stuff artifacts here. You'll see me play these. Awakened Amalgam's kind of funny. One of the few upsides about playing all these silly lands is that it's always massive. And this pile here is sort of just like the really powerful win conditioning stuff we can do with Helm of the Host, making copies of things. Dollhouse of Horrors can get really out of hand. Similarly to God Pharaoh's Gift, they both just bring back all their stuff from our graveyard. Platinum Angel, if they can't kill it, they can't win. And if we can get an Ulamog down, obviously that's insane. But yeah, I mean, most of the time, not most of the time, but this deck does actually play pretty well on a couple different axes in that we can sort of overwhelm our opponent early with huge artifact tokens. And if they find a way to survive that, we have enough grindy stuff to help us go long. The main thing is just hoping we don't run into Fields of Ruin and stuff like that. So, because those really hurt. It turns into Strip Mine. So, that's the deck. Let's go ahead and play the games with it. So, I did just play a game where we were probably going to lose. I mean, the game still had a lot left in it, but our opponent disconnected. So, I thought about posting it anyway, especially if we just managed to win all these games. It was a Muldrotha deck, by the way. But I also had my camera in the wrong place, so it looked horrible. And so you're not going to see it. I'm sure we'll lose, though. This deck is very, very losable. Good hand, though. Just get a bunch of artifact creatures out with Steel Overseer and you're in business. We have some nice utility lands. One that removes creatures from combat. One that's just a scry land. And one that can bring us back artifacts. So I don't even know what their commander does. Wow, that seems pretty insane. It forces it to be a non-land card even? My god. That, I mean, talk about pushed. I mean, I'm sure it's not that great in like normal constructed, but in commander, it seems like a powerhouse. Even has flying and death touch, because why not? So Galleon's pretty cool. You know, it's a clunky vehicle, but once it transforms, it becomes a pretty nice utility land. Lets us loot, straight up draw cards, or return things from our graveyard to our hand directly. Is this opponent also disconnected? What's the deal? Why does that keep happening? Okay, so we'll scry right off the bat here. Scarecrow. I don't really feel like this is a hand where we're desperate for her. She is another artifact creature, but I kind of feel like we're going to need some interaction to, like, you know, stop this from getting really out of hand. You know, it wouldn't be that good against a deck with real removal either, because it's not that hard to kill. Although, it's an enter the battlefield effect. Never mind. It's just nuts. Devour intellect. So, probably our Galleon, as sad as it is. I think it's the least useful card there. Ooh, Crystalline Giant's nice. Do I want to play my Overseer? Here's the thing. I'd rather give them my Artificer, because it's much less likely they can do anything good with it, and I really want to get our Overseer. I really want to get Overseer, Giant, and Statue all into play before they make me discard a non-creature card. Yeah, let's play the Overseer here. You know, this would have given us more mana, and I think in a normal situation I would have gone for it, but I just want to get, you know, this is more powerful. In this turn, I think we probably play Crystalline Giant. We're just gonna kill our Steel Overseer here. That's okay. Yeah, and then I discard probably the Artificer, so let's do the Giant. What ability are we gonna get here? We got Reach, or Vigilance, that is. So, yeah, we discard Automated Artificer here. We may just kill this. And they do. Darn black. Okay, Forsaken Monument's gonna be nuts if we can ever get it into play. Yeah, I mean, I guess we play our Foreboding Statue. That should mean we can play our Monument next turn, which should be pretty good. Still have the Artificer to discard. The reason this is not as bad to give them is because... Okay, well... They're actually going to make it so we may not have any non-land cards in our hand by the time they play their creature. So, we do take some damage here, but... Can hurt. Oh, man. So, we might give them Perilous Vault if we're not careful here. Oh. What a good bad draw that is. Well, let's just hope they don't play their creature and play the Monument. God, I can't believe that's what we drew. I just don't want to give that to them. The Monument is more useless for them, but I also don't really want to play the Vault right now, so... I could just play Karn. Nah, we're going for it with the Monument. Let's do it. If they want to take our Perilous Vault, they can. We have a bunch of mana when we untap. We don't have anything to do with it just yet. I guess. But, you know, we do have utility lands. That's one place you can sink mana in this deck. All the utility lands. So, if they don't play this to make us discard our vault, I'm not going to be too upset. Especially because they probably have very little artifact removal. So, like, obviously if we give them the vault, they'll have the artifact removal. So we don't really want to do it, but yeah. Did our opponent disconnect on us? Are they afraid of our Forsaken Monument? Well, I've had back-to-back disconnects. Need to silence my phone, clearly. Please don't make me discard my vault. Please don't make me discard my vault. Or if you do, make me do it with Davrio. Yeah. I can accept that. We take some damage here.
Struggling? Good.
Okay. So Barrens is a great place to sink all the extra mana we have now. It's also a colorless creature that the monument buffs. Okay. So let's play Karn here. I kind of want to use the mana from the statue just so I can transform it. And it actually won't produce colorless mana, so it's not going to double awkwardly. Okay, so I think that means we can just leave it untapped and then use it for mana, just like nonsense mana, so that it might transform. But we'll play Karn here. We gain 2 life. We don't have anything in our hand. We make a big token.
Allow me to introduce you to a friend of mine.
I mean, I could attack with the statue, just because it's big, but transforming it is probably just better. Yeah, we'll pass the turn here. So we have no cards in our hand, which is kind of a bad thing, except that this card's absurd. So now we don't have to worry about that downside. I mean, I guess they discard a non-land card, but that's not that big of a deal. Yeah. Oh. Is that how that works? I see. Interesting. Okay. I mean, I'm not that upset about this. Obviously, they basically get their card back, which is cool for them, but yeah. I'm hoping we can just overwhelm them. This does have Death Touch, so, you know, that makes overwhelming them a little harder. Alright, so we're going to tap this just so that we can get it closer to transforming. We can actually remove it from combat when it blocks, too, with our Labyrinth. Yeah, so we could tap this too, but that would only give us 3 mana, so we don't get to do any more than that this particular turn. Alright, so take damage.
Ugh, what a whiner.
Kind of tempted to use Karn's +1 here. Yeah. I mean, I could make another token. It'll be huge. That might just be better. Have the Labyrinth up. Have our Crawling Barrens up. The reason I'm tempted to use the +1 is I'd really like to play something this turn, but I guess... I mean, they are likely to kill him, but he's so easy for us to recast right now that I don't think I care. So let's go ahead and do this.
Oh, say hello to my little friend.
And we want to throw the Barrens at them too. I don't think so. We have Buried Ruin. So we'll attack. I think if they trade, we're fine with it. We'll let them hold on to Davriel even. If they trade, we're fine with it. Yeah. We could remove it from combat if we want, but that seems kind of unnecessary. I can get this to transform at the end of our turn if I use it this turn. I guess that might be what I should have done. All right, so drop him to 18. Okay. Player Courtyard. Doesn't make a huge difference whether it transforms, although I think maybe it's only my end step, so it actually does matter. So let's go ahead and do that. This. And this. Turn on... Well, we're not actually going to use the Crawling Barrens here. We're just using the mana. And then we'll, in the turn... Karn can die, but it's not really that big of a deal for us if he does. That transforms into a 7/7. Okay, Wrinkle. He's a bit of a problem, but not such a big one that I'm super alarmed here. Okay. This has Death Touch, no lifelink. Yeah, so put him back in the command zone. So they're going to have me draw and then make me discard, most likely. So I think we get rid of our tapped token. Yeah. Now we have Foundry Inspector. We just have, like, all the mana. So we can do a ton of damage this turn, and obviously that's what our plan is. Their defenses are down entirely. So, yeah, I mean, Barons is going to be absolutely massive. This is a 7/7. This is going to get bigger, probably. It depends on what we decide to play. If we do go for Barons on our turn, we could still play Karn because of Forsaken Monument, actually. Especially because this also gives us a mana. Alright, so we decided to go after our last card, which I think we're okay with. And then we're going to do this. And then we're going to do it again. Ooh. That seems like a problem for our opponent. Okay, so... let's play Helm of the Host. And yeah, now we're just going to equip the Helm. Get that going. Hello. And everybody swing. That's lethal, so obviously they have to block one of them. We can actually still activate this one more time, like at the end of their turn. Man, I guess if they had gotten our vault, they still don't have the mana for it. To activate it, I mean. To play it, yes. Not to activate it. Yeah, that was a good draw. I mean, I think just smashing into them with Crawling Barons and then also casting Karn and making another token would have been really good. But this works out okay. And if they have a sweeper or something, you know, we still have Crawling Barons, so... Can they get out of this? This monument is nuts. When you have the right, you know, it's hard to build a good deck for it in any format on Arena, but you can do it on Historic Brawl with Karn. That's basically it. I guess Ugin would be pretty sweet too. I thought about actually using Ugin for this deck. Okay, so you know, they get back our Crystalline Giant. We do have to lose something here. But, well, if they attack us. If they attack us, they're also dead. So... I don't really... Yeah. They can't really attack us. They're dead no matter what they do. So, past the blockers. We take 3. We will sacrifice... I think the token. Yeah. And then we'll do this one more time. But all we have to do is send them both in and we win now. Hey, there's Blast Zone. That's a sweet utility land. I actually have the mana to Helm of the Host and everything if I want to. So, activate that. Then equip the Helm. Yeah. I was like, I don't think you have an out here. Alright, so Forsaken Monument gets it done. As it often does. I'm just glad they didn't take our... I guess they would have given us a copy of that card in our hand, though, right? I didn't fully understand how that card worked until it happened. So I guess it wouldn't have really solved the problem. It's not quite as busted as I was thinking it was. This Galleon keeps showing up and hurting a little bit. Who are we up against? Elves. Okay. Well, Heart of Kiran is pretty disgusting with Karn. Should just be Heart of Karn. But yeah, this is a pretty good hand. And it's one we can hate on their graveyard, which sometimes matters. Although I guess they're not a black-green elves deck. Scryland. Interplanar Beacon gains us life when we play Planeswalkers. Look out. Do I want to scry first? I think I want to scry first. Bonder's Enclave. The way our hand looks... I mean, 4 lands is probably plenty. I think I'm actually going to bottom that one. Play our Shadow Spear here. So we go turn 1 Shadow Spear, turn 2 Heart, turn 3 Circuit Mender, turn 4 Karn, make a token. Like, it's a pretty potent start. Yeah, that guy's really good. We do want to play the Beacon before we play Karn to gain that life, but yeah. So we'll play our Heart here. We could play the Silver Bolt if we were really worried. I mean, I guess it would set us up for removal potentially next turn, but playing Circuit Mender is probably just going to be better. Yeah, I'm just going to play the Heart here. So she's going to come down. I still have the option. Oh, actually, I guess I don't, actually, of killing her right away. We may regret this decision. Okay, Nettle Cyst isn't bad. Let's play her Beacon. Nettle Cyst will be a 3/3. Probably just better to play Circuit Mender. Oh, I guess Nettle Cyst can crew the Heart. That matters. Do I crew it? Kind of think I do. They're going to swing back at us for... I guess they're going to swing back at us for a significant amount, though, if I do. Yeah. Yeah, let's not do that. Okay. Gross. She's a 4/4 now. I could trade my Heart for her, and I probably would if they attack here. They're probably tapping her for mana, though, yeah. This is not looking good for us. At all. I guess making sure I had a way to kill her was probably, like, silver bolting her when I could was the best option. But yeah. Okay, Mystic Forge is the kind of thing that could get us back in this. But yeah, this is even a hard spot to play Karn in now. Not looking great for us. Sort of feels like playing Circuit Mender and Silverbolt is going to be better, but yeah, we need them to basically start getting overwhelmed, but they can actually just use this ability now, which I guess means we just need to Silverbolt him right away. Yeah. Alright, that's what we have to do. I don't love it, but we didn't have a whole lot of options. Oh, good. Oh boy. So we're gonna need to find our sweeper or we're dead. And I think our sweeper will take too long. Actually, I guess Ratchet Bomb would blow up all the tokens right away. That would be a big help. Yeah, that would be a big help. Ratchet Bomb would be good. Dollhouse of Horrors, not so much. I don't really think we have a good way out here. I guess playing Karn might buy us time. Mystic Forge increases our chances of finding our stuff, but we really need to add a body to the board here, or we're going to be done. So we're going to go ahead and play Karn here. We can use Karn's loyalty to crew the heart, so I could attack right away here without giving up anything on the ground, and that's not terrible. Let's also make the Nettlesis creature bigger. Yeah, I think we'll crew. Remove a loyalty from Karn.
We should discuss our differences.
Go to combat. If we can get our Shadow Spear going, that would be cool. It would help us stay alive, but it doesn't feel like we're going to have that benefit. But I can crew it again defensively. Marwyn. They can just, like, rip through their whole deck. It's like Legacy Elves. Yeah. I don't know how we don't get overwhelmed here. Short. I mean, even Ratchet Bomb at this point, probably not quite enough. We really need our blow up the whole board card. And they're giving us a little bit of hope. Not a lot, though. I mean, they have us on the ropes for sure. So, it really doesn't feel like I have the time to play our Forge, to me. Kind of thinking about playing Circuit Mender. I can play Circuit Mender and equip Shadow Spear. That'll gain us some life. But I'm probably not crewing Heart of Kiran here. Alright, let's play that. Let's make another big token. See you later, Karn.
I am proud to have fought. Evil cannot withstand.
And let's equip Shadow Spear to a token. And end our turn. I guess if I equipped it to the Circuit Mender, it could have crewed the heart, but we probably have to gain life to have any hope here. Okay. The stomping is happening here. Yeah, back-to-back games, we kind of just got crushed after that first win. Although if they keep not attacking us, what are they thinking over there? Are they just toying with us? Because that really does open up the door for us to find a way out of this. I mean, it's going to be tough, and Helm of the Hosts doesn't really do it. So I'd probably play the Forge here and hope we can go off before they kill us. I mean, that's the plan. It's not super likely. Yeah, Intro to Annihilation. I mean, I guess I can... That's not really going to help. We're probably going to pay a life to get rid of it. I could do it now. I think I will. Okay, we have a Sculpting Steel coming up. That doesn't help us a whole lot either, but good to know, I guess. They really need to just attack us. Come on, Ratchet Bomb. Ratchet Bomb and then our Vault would be pretty good. So I could have introed, like, Merwin, but I don't think it would have done enough. And there's a land on top of our library. How about that? I guess Sculpting Steel on Nettle Cyst isn't too shabby. I think I'm going to do this again. Okay. Alright, so we get to play this off the top. What else do we hit? Land. Okay. Then we're going to play Sculpting Steel and make a copy of Nettle Cyst. Nettle Cyst number 2. And we'll end our turn. They have an absurd things going on over there. Are they finally going to attack us? Just with her, huh? Well, I think we probably just throw Circuit Mender in front of that. There's a chance they give her Trample or something. But, like... I mean, I could block with the Bank Buster, but... I could block a lot of different ways, but I'm just going to throw Circuit Mender in front of her. Okay. Interesting. Man, it's going to be hilarious if we get to go off with our Vault. Although, as soon as I play my Vault, they're going to be like, uh-oh. I better start attacking. That's the downside. Oh, high-speed hover bike off the top at instant speed. Not the worst thing ever. We do have Dollhouse of Horrors, and right now we have 2 constructs in play. So we'd get a Circuit Mender token if we play the Dollhouse, but... yeah. I kind of want to play the hover bike now so I can see what's under it, but it probably isn't what we need to do here. I think maybe just playing Karn and making another token is what we want to do. I could play Helm of the Host, but it's kind of slow. Of course, they keep not attacking us, so it's hard to say. 6 mana. Kind of feels like Dollhouse of Horrors is what I'm supposed to do here. Yeah. Let's play the Dollhouse. I think we probably just pass again. I mean, we could consider attacking with the heart, but it seems like it's going to do so little that I don't really think that's what we want to do. I mean, I guess they're at 23, but they can also just gain 2 life every turn. I mean, you know. So we're not going to play the hover bike here. Oh yeah, they also have all of that, so it's probably better to just keep them back, especially because I have to give up a blocker to crew. So, yeah. Gonna be tough. I guess the next thing I probably want to kill is Imperious Perfect, if we have the opportunity. Even if we lose this game, it's at least been kind of cool that we've sort of kept up. Okay. There's some more serious attacking happening now, it would appear. You don't just want to attack all, huh? Okay. Well, we're going to do this just for the chump. And we want to gain life. I'm going to block there, here, here, and here. Good chance they have something, right? But let's see it. Really wish I'd just blown up that Marwyn early. If we had, we probably had a chance in this game. Alright, that's not the most alarming turn I've ever seen. I mean, we gain back 11 and draw a card, so it's not a complete disaster. Thank God for Shadow Spear. I guess hover biking on a future turn could actually be pretty good. Scrap Trawler, huh? We get back our Bolt, but that won't help us that much. Okay. Got a Blast Zone on top. Does that mean I want to pay a life? Probably, yeah. Another land. It's Blinkmoth Nexus, which could get interesting. Okay. Well. All right. Decisions. I guess I'm going to play Karn here. Just to make another huge token.
My allies. Awaken.
All right. Awaken indeed. Okay. Oh, we'll pass the turn. Someday, just attacking with this with the Shadow Spear on it could be tempting, and maybe even throwing these into the fray to gain a bunch of life is too, but... So Blink Moth Nexus. Okay. It does kind of suck that we, like, have to block her. But I'm sure they also swing out here, too, right? I mean, right? Now that they made 13 tokens. Pretty sure if they swing out, we're dead, but maybe not. We do gain back 11. Are all of these attacking Karn? Seriously? Every one of those? And that's attacking me. That's fascinating. So, I think we crew Heart of Kiran, and that's what we're going to block with here on Marwyn. We'll crew with Loyalty. May as well, right? Because he's going to die. Yeah.
You are only hurting yourself.
I guess I can block some of these just to kill them, actually, now that I think about it. Seems like a good idea. And gain a bunch of life. I can't block them all, but I may as well kill most of them. We're all the way up to 30 now, which we're happy about. Ooh, how much do you cost right now? 0. Hello. Okay. Let's play Metalwork off the top. He big. Of course. He's nothing compared to Marwyn, so... you know. So our Nexus could, at some point, represent a pretty real aerial threat for our opponent. Kind of thinking about playing Helm of the Host here and just trying to go off with Colossuses. I can't do it yet, but then I leave up mana for, like, our Hover Bike. Man, we might get out of this game somehow. So let's play our Helm here. I could remove this, but I don't think I'm going to. I mean, the chances I hit something else I want to play aren't enormous. Yeah, we'll just leave up mana for a Hover Bike and end the turn here. Don't have anything to do with our Dollhouse. We'll equip that next turn. I guess playing the Archive might have been nice, but... So we're going to use the Hover Bike to tap Marwyn, just so we don't have to deal with another attack that we have to block this turn. Yeah, let's just tap her now. Play the Hover Bike. It also buffs our whole board, which is a nice upside. I can also turn this into an artifact to pump our whole board at this point, or most of our board. So we'll tap her. I'm sure they tap her for 56 mana in response, but she can't attack us at least. This is another kind of sad card that we have to have. Oh, okay. Just so we kind of have a way to interact with our opponent. Well, now our Hover Bike's just going to be used to block Marwyn. This game is outrageous. So outrageous that there's nowhere good to put the camera, because you have to be able to see everything, and you can't. So you even want to know what's on top of my library. Yep, there are things happening. It's going to be a long video, because just this game's going to be a long one. But this is what you're looking for when you're looking for Commander, right? This is what you want. This is what you want to see. Your opponent combo off. Okay. Let's see if they're willing to finally attack us. I mean, I keep thinking surely they're going to now, but it hasn't gone that way. Maybe they'll just deck themselves. I'm sure they have. Is Craterhoof Behemoth's not on here, but there's a Craterhoof Behemoth-like creature, the not Raise Boar, but it's a big boar, like a 9-mana. Oh no. Reclamation Sage. Guessing they blow up Shadow Spear. The rest of what we're doing doesn't really concern them, I feel like. They're just keeping me from gaining life goes a long way. Yeah, they'll take down the Shadow Spear. I could get it back, maybe with Scrap Crawler, but Trawler it also shrinks our whole board. Are they going to kill us? Oh yeah, they're definitely going to kill us. All right, they got us finally. We sort of kept up with them. Oh, there, Craterhoof is on here. There you go. Okay. That's just what they were looking for. They definitely put themselves in more danger than they needed to, because if I ever wiped their board, I don't know that they would have recovered. Of course, I guess we had to play out so much stuff to not die that it would have hurt us too, so they probably still would have been in better shape. But the big mistake in that game was not just killing that Marwyn right away. We've got an Ornithopter of Paradise. Kind of an awkward hand overall, especially if our Ornithopter dies. But I think we'll Scry with this. I think with the Scry, this hand's keepable. I mean, I could play Hope of Girapur on turn 1, but, you know, not that interested in doing that. Yeah, so let's go with white. And I think we're going to Scry. Oh, we aren't the starting player, so we don't get to do that anyway. Yeah, we're happy to draw a land. In this deck, that's mostly just an indestructible land, but hey, that's a thing. Sometimes that matters. Especially if your opponent's not paying attention. All right, so let's play our Ornithopter. We're about to play 2 Thopters early. Mirror Shield, huh? So we can just play Karn now. I guess that's actually the play. With no pressure, yeah. We'll play Karn. And we'll -2. Only a 2/2 right now, but...
To a friend of mine.
Okay, they're playing a lot of things. Okay, so we can play Manipulator and Hope here, and make another token, which will make this huge. So that's probably what we do. So Manipulator, Hope, token, attack them for 5. So, like, if they just, like, play their commander here, we just tap it and swing for a bunch more damage. We can actually kill her, unlike most of the time. This is interesting. So, we can swing for at least 11 next turn. We're actually going to +1 Karn. Yeah, Wandering Archaic's nice. Not an artifact, technically, but it is nice. I could blow one of these things up, but I don't really feel like the need to do that. I think we'll +1 this.
I'll make use of that later.
2 lands. Which will you give me? That makes sense, because the Detection Tower actually does something. Okay. So we'll play our Biblioplex here. God Pharaoh's Gift doesn't do a whole lot right now. I guess we're going to play the Archaic. The only awkward thing is if they do have a sweeper... I guess if they have a sweeper, I can just sack Hope of Girapur here. Yeah. That's probably just what we want to do. It puts the clock on them. Yeah, it'll make it hard for them to win. Alright, so... let's attack them for 11 here. Let's sack this. It makes it so they can't cast non-creature spells until our next turn. Then we'll also play Wandering Archaic to add another body out there. Almost no matter what they play, I mean, we're going to be able to get through for damage. They can't play a sweeper now, so I'm not sure what they could possibly do here to not die. Yeah, that's not going to do it. Oh, wait. Maybe it will, except it won't. Yep, that should get us there. It's nice to get a fast win after these slow games. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Bunch of slow games, and that was one where we just overwhelmed our opponent with tokens. Yeah. I wonder whether Hope of Girapur actually did anything there. Alright, so I'm on to day 2 of recording games for this. Arena was very unstable for me and my opponents yesterday, so I got a few of those, the few games recorded that you saw, and several that disconnected and ended up wasting my time, which is very frustrating. Hopefully this time around, looks like Daragaz, right? Hopefully this time around, we don't have those problems. This hand is just too clunky. It's nice to have the Forge. Daragaz Reignited is just like a big hasty creature. It is in Jund colors. Always makes you think someone may be playing Land Destruction. We'll do a free mulligan here. Oh yeah, this is much better. Might even power out Ulamog. I mean, the downside about this hand is we don't have anything that really legitimately adds to the board early, but we do have Mind Stone into Hedron Archive, which is probably the route we're going to go. I mean, Mech Titan Core with nothing to crew it isn't exactly a big deal. So yeah, we'll play Mind Stone into Archive, and maybe we just slam Ulamog this game. I mean, we have to draw some more lands to make that happen, but it could. Well, maybe we'll just slam Wandering Archaic. Alright, yeah, so we go Hedron Archive, Mech Titan Core. So yeah, we're up to 6 mana here. Well, that's kind of a bummer. I think we probably want to play out Karn here while there's no pressure. Yeah. We could even make a token and then crew the core.
I have faced. There is great power in feats make.
Yeah, so attack them for 2. Daragaz isn't that far from coming down, and we really need to draw some more mana to take full advantage of our hand, but if we can get Helm of the Host down, we'll be really happy. If they have, like, removal here, we're going to wish we played our Archaic, but I guess... Okay. That's not good news. Biblioplex, okay, so we're up to 4, 6, 7 mana. So I could just play Scarecrow and Helm of the Host here and make a token. That's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, so let's play our Scarecrow. Play our Helm of the Host. Make a token.
Oh, say hello to my little friend.
And we'll attack them with this old token. If they want to block, that's cool with us. So, hit them for 7. We do have 3 artifact creatures right now for the core. Next turn, we can stick the host on one of these, and obviously that's pretty potent. It's pretty nice with Karn. Sometimes you can just make these 2 tokens, and it doesn't really matter if he dies after that, because your board is just so big. I mean, we're bigger than an Elder Gargaroth pretty quickly in this game. I mean, we have 2 tokens bigger than Gargaroths. I wonder whether I should block if they attack me. Probably. I probably should. So, yeah, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're still 3 mana short of Ulamog, but we're not short of mana for equipping Helm of the Host. Okay, well that's annoying. Should I crew this in response? I guess. Why not, you know? I don't have a good way to block the Gargaroth now, though, and I don't think we do. I would have blocked if I thought I could kill it, but we can't now. What else they got? That card's interesting. Seems pretty bonkers in the EDH. It's, you know, it was horrible and limited just because it's so finicky about what you can and can't do with it. The funny thing is, if they kill Karn here, it's just like, okay, I play Karn again and make another token. So I don't think we would care too much. I think we would just be like, okay. Yeah, I think they did the right thing. Attacking me here makes more sense than Karn. So we'll be +1ing Karn on our turn. We go for the card. We take 6. So they can play Daragaz next turn. Ooh, so we're going to get to play Ulamog probably. So this does come down tapped, which does mean we're not going to be equipping our Helm of the Host most likely. We do +1 first here, though. What do we see? I mean, that's a good problem to have, right? That you play your Ulamog instead of, you know, equipping Helm of the Host. Ooh, Meteor Golem. I don't think they'll give me that. I think we're probably getting our Guardian Statue, which is, I think, what the other card is. Guardian Idol, yeah. They're like, do I give them mana? Yep, you do give me mana, which I think makes sense. Okay, so let's play our idol. And the vessel. Do I attack here? Probably. I think we do. Their question here, though, is why did they equip the helm? And the answer is not one I think they're going to like. So they could end up like blowing up all artifacts on their turn, but short of that, I'm not sure how they're going to be okay here. My guess is they're just playing their Daragaz on their turn, and that'll be it. Which will hurt for the turn, but not something I'm massively concerned about going forward, since I just play Ulamog, exile both their creatures, and attack with this 8/8. You know, so it's interesting. They didn't sack their wilds. Wonder if they meant to. Oh, they don't have to with the lantern in play. That's why they didn't. Yep. I think that means we win. I guess if they make a beast token with their Gargaroth attack, we won't win on the spot. Oh, they're not attacking with it anyway. They're attacking me. Okay. Well, time for Ulamog to win us a game. So let me make sure here. Yeah, we have plenty of mana. I was trying to decide if I want to just sacrifice Scarecrow here to draw the card, but it would also weaken our 8/8, which needs all the artifacts to do lethal this turn, so... Although I could just make a token, I guess. Alright, yeah, so we just cast our Ulamog here. Bye-bye and bye-bye. Sometimes you just ramp into Ulamog, you know?
I will return. Awaken.
It's funny we played that helm and then never actually used it because, you know, we didn't need to. I mean, we drew the Firemind's Vessel and it was like, oh, okay. We do have Ulamog in our hands, so let's just do that then. Definitely more foolproof, you know, more likely to save us than Helm of the Host is. I mean, to win us the game on the spot. But them Karn tokens are what did all the damage. It's usually how it goes. Ooh, Jodzi. She's kind of crazy. I don't love this hand in terms of some things, but it's also got a Patchwork Automaton in it, and it's hard for me to say no. They have a pretty slow commander. I mean, they're obviously some sort of ramp deck, but I think we'll keep it. How greedy am I? Do I wait to play Silverbolt until I play the Automaton? Yeah, I think I do. The answer is really greedy. Oh, that's annoying. Green decks in there once upon a times. Okay, well now we have a bunch of powerful things to do. Let's play our Automaton. If we draw a land next turn, we can go Tome Silverbolt. That's going to feel pretty good. We do. Good job. Would be nice to blow this up right away, but we can't do it, so. Automaton grows to a 2/2. Grows to a 3/3. We're going to Scribe before our next turn, too, to hopefully be able to play Karn next turn. I mean, worst case is we use Silverbolt to kill Lotus Cobra, or maybe whatever else they play this turn, so. Powering out Forsaken Monument is probably going to be key to us getting there in this game. So they've got 4 mana now. Let's hope they whiff. They probably won't. Yeah. They do not whiff. Jodzi is in the near future. We do have Perilous Vault, which can deal with it, but yeah. Alright, so let's scry here. It's mana, but I kind of feel like I need like a land more than I need a card that's going to take a turn to get going. It is an artifact I could play, but I think we can do better. Yeah, like a land. Unfortunately, I probably just need to use the Bolt here to kill the Lotus Cobra. To slow down their ramp, and we'll attack them again for 3. We're going to try to scry into a 5th land here for our monument, and hopefully that allows us to overpower Jodzi. So Jodzi may come down this next turn. Will come down this next turn. The only good news is she's only a 5/5. Her ability is strong, but... Alright, we'll leave that on top. We want the land for sure. I mean, there's something to be said for Vault, like putting the Vault down, but I think that's like our emergency play. They could have counter magic here. That would be frustrating. But let's go for it. Yeah, I think they do. Bummer. Yeah, alright. We do still get a counter, is the good news. If there is any. So, we may just use a window here to resolve the vault. Yeah. So, let's scry. I mean, doesn't seem that useful here to me. Okay, so probably should have scried again there. Definitely should have. So let's play the vault. Kind of planning on using it this next turn to blow up Jodzi and their mana rocks. It also lets us attack this turn with our Automaton. So, I mean, they can decide to block and then recast Jodzi, but don't think we care too much. Oh, Pact of Negation. Nasty. Wow. Well, I think we just lost this game to that pair of counter spells. Pretty hard for us not to. Although we do have Platinum Angel in our hand, and that always gives you a chance, I guess. But yeah, now every time they play a land, they get a big effect. It's unfortunate they have all that mana. Man, they back-to-back really powerful spells. They just got us on them. If either of them resolves, we probably win. Yeah, okay. So they're going to sleep us here. Chain together some more sweet, sweet value. Attack us for 8, I'm assuming. We do gain back 4 from our tome here. What is on top? Don't think... I mean, I guess Detection Tower gets us one closer to Platinum Angel, but how likely are we to actually resolve a Platinum Angel? Not that likely, it feels like to me, but we do have our Labyrinth. I mean, none of our lands really help us that much here. I guess we'll just draw the land and play Chief of Foundry this turn. Yeah. Seems pretty likely they go off here this turn, but we'll see. I mean, we could contend with all the ramping they were doing. We couldn't contend with them countering both of those. Yeah, now they have all the mana in the world. Platinum Angel is our only hope. I think we take the 8. Not really any point in putting a charge counter on that, so we won't. Okay. I think we play Reckoner here over the other options, like playing Karn. Playing Karn and making a token. The token would be a 4/4 because it's the vault, but I think the Bankbuster drawing us cards is probably a little bit better. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Ooh, Wand is actually pretty good, but we can't cast it this turn. And I'm not sure it's in time to save us here. Gonna be interesting. I mean, I imagine they have artifact destruction and bounce spells. So, like, actually sticking our Platinum Angel seems highly unlikely to me. Okay. Could try to play the Wand here and at least get rid of, like, Tatiova or old Gnawbone. I guess Gnawbone can actually threaten to kill us, so that probably makes a little more sense. See if they let us resolve it. Seems unlikely. Okay, maybe not. Next turn we'll be able to play the Angel. We got down this early Automaton, it just hasn't really mattered. And we are quite close to death. So They may just be able to kill us here anyway, even though we got rid of Gnawbone. I do like blue-green value decks. There's a Henge. Because they need to draw more cards. No attacks, so it's really going to come down to whether... the very unlikely scenario where they don't have mana to counter or a way to remove our Platinum Angel. That's what we're leaning on here. I mean, I could play a little more conservatively here and use the wand to destroy, like, Nyxbloom Ancient here and thin out their board a little more. But it seems very likely if we just let them untap and do stuff, they're going to just draw a million cards. So I think we just go for it for the Angel here and see if we resolve her. And if we don't, we lose. Basically. Does look like we resolve her. We have a bit of a chance. Like I said, there's basically no way they don't have a bunch of counter magic and stuff like that. Question is whether I should attack with the Automaton here. I mean, it's big enough that they do have to give up significant stuff to kill it, but I think we wait on it. We do have a few ways to get back the vault. Okay. At least our automaton's the same size, so we got that going for us.
I'm always a step ahead.
Alright, so what do they do here?
It's a matter of gift.
They milled an Ulamog. Oh, yeah, it also does that. Yeah, that's not good. I think giving up the Bank Buster is better than giving up our Automaton. I mean, we take a bunch of trample damage, obviously. I guess I could just give up the Fat Sheaf of the Foundry, but at least it's a creature. I think we hold on to it, and I think we block like this. We could double block and kill it. It's not the worst plan, actually. It's not a good plan, but it lets me use my wand on something else this turn. Yeah. See what they got. Hopefully not a way to interact. I don't really need one, I mean. If I draw a land, I can play Karn, Palladium Mirror, and we do. That's not too bad. Okay, so... would have been nice to get our Sanctum to protect our poor Angel. Okay, so... I think getting rid of Nyxbloom Ancient might be our best bet, although Tatyova's really bad too. Alright, let's play our Palladium Myrrh here. See what happens. Then we'll play Karn. See what happens. Make a token.
I will fight with honor.
It's gonna be a 6/6. And then we wand something. I guess Tatyova is the biggest problem in terms of her ability to just draw them cards and gain them life. Very good chance we're losing this game, but at least we're making it harder on them. Oh. All right. Can they do it with Omniscience? Do they have something to do that'll beat us here?
How you play
Seems likely, right? Since they can play everything for free. Yeah. We'll let them go off here. So they get to return 2 things that they can cast for free, instants and sorceries. Maybe I shouldn't let them go off. It's just going to take a long time. Yeah, they win. I won't make them go off. They can eventually just Chatterstorm for like 1,000 squirrels. That was rough. I mean, I think we really had a good start, but they disrupted everything we wanted to do to really get going early. But that happens, especially with this silly of a deck. All right, let's play one more. Call it a video. This is the day-night spell guy, whatever his name is. Whew, not a great hand. I mean, I can go Hope of Girapur, Heart of Kiran. But yeah, this is better, I think. Yeah. Alright, so let's lead with an Interplanar Beacon. You can play a turn 3 Karn here. It seems unlikely they don't do anything. Man, that's annoying. Because I could have played that on turn 1, and then a turn 3 Karn would have made a 3/3 token. But, you know. Let's play our Heart here. Could also play the Weatherlight and get that going. You know, there's the Celestis. They're going to be doing day-night things. Play Karn and try to pressure them, or wait a turn, wait until they're tapped out or something. Because if they counter Karn, it's going to hurt a little bit. Let's go for it, though. Nice. So it's just a 2/2 token right now, but it's going to keep growing, obviously. So, makes me wish I just played the Weatherlight, because I would have been able to crew it and attack next turn and start drawing cards. Okay, so we're probably just going to kill him right away with our Silverbolt. I mean, I don't know why we would do anything else. I don't really want that to happen. I guess I can... Yeah, so we'll do this. Oh, I should have played... No, never mind. I wouldn't have been able to use the bolt this turn.
Evil cannot withstand a righteous arm.
All right. So we attack with the 4/4 here. I mean, if they trade, that's fine. And if they make us use our Silverbolt, and they will, that's okay too. So we'll just Silverbolt it. Okay, well, maybe that won't be our last game. Kill your opponent's commander and they quit. I mean, we were building a pretty big advantage, and I guess that probably sealed the deal, but we'll play one more real game. This is the Knight Equipment Commander, who's pretty good. All right, this hand is pretty nice. Yeah, Sir Gwyn. Pretty sweet commander with equipment and knight payoff things. We're going to go for the Scry with this. Well, we're not going first anyway, so we don't have a choice. But we do get to scry with it, which is nice. We've got one of our creature lands. It's not nearly as good as Crawling Barrens, which is like the best colorless creature land. I mean, in Commander, in this deck anyway. Blinkmoth Nexus and Inkmoth Nexus are both insane colorless creature lands. And we have Blinkmoth in our deck. It's not anything special in our deck, though. Just an artifact creature that can attack in the air. But yeah, do we play Bankbuster or Map on turn 2? It's going to depend, I guess. I'm leaning towards Bankbuster because we're going to have some like excess mana from Palladium Mirror to use to draw with it, but we'll see. Here's our Sun-Scorched Desert. So yeah, this, name white. We will scry. Oh, I could play it untapped. Doesn't make a difference, though. Another land. I mean, we've already got 4. We're bound to draw more, and we don't even have anything that costs more than 4 right now. So I think we actually bottom it. Map or Bankbuster? I'm definitely leaning Bankbuster. I mean, it adds to the board in a more immediate way. Why do we keep drawing our 1-mana artifacts on turn 2? Yeah, let's play Bankbuster here. Next turn we could play Treasure Map and Silverbolt, potentially. We do not want to copy an Arcane Signet because it adds no mana. Which I think I mentioned in the intro to the deck. So this is a big commander for us to kill. Alright, another Scry land. I like it. Yeah. So we'll Scry here. Yeah, I think we bottom that again. Let's play out our Palladiumer. Our opponent's ramping their mana. Let's do it a little bit on our end. They will be playing equipment that we may actually want to copy with Sculpting Steel, which is cool. Okay. Sworn Knight. Alright, the Automaton's a little late to the game, but I actually think that's okay. Yeah, I think we play it here. We play it, and then we could copy it. And then also play a Silverbolt. That seems pretty good. Yeah, let's Sculpting Steel. Make a copy of Automaton. Play Silverbolt. And... yeah, so it would just kill our Bankbuster and it would shrink, but not really worth it. We just need to make our creatures bigger than theirs, and I think we have the ability to do it. Granted, you know, they're going to play a bunch of equipment, so might be a little hard, but... Double Automaton is going to be nice. They may use like their whole turn to kill one of them here, but I think we're okay with that. Yeah. We could also just play... oh, I guess they're a mana short of Gwyn. They missed a land drop. Feels like they're thinking about using removal here, one way or another. Okay, well, honestly, kind of okay with that compared to our Automatons dying. So, this does still allow them to, like, do stuff with their mana, though, so, you know. Gross. Okay. They're getting some equipment going here. Yeah, that's an Ember Cleave. Alright, so we'll take 5. Okay. Not where I want to be here. Okay. Let's play this treasure map. Let's play Karn. Make a big token.
Awaken.
And do I want to attack here? Not sure we really can when we know they have Ember Cleave. Yeah, I don't think we do. Sadly. We need removal for this knight. You know, the fact we can make our creatures as big as we want, but every creature that blocks it still only removes a counter. So it's not exactly a great deal. So if they just decide to play the cleave here, oh yeah, especially if they're attacking Karn, we just let it happen for sure. Go for it. Take Karn down. We can actually just play Karn again. Like, worst case here, we can play Karn again and make another token. So, alright, they're suiting up, unsurprisingly. Karn is very dead.
There is always another fight.
And then we will scry Familiar. I mean, it's not bad, but... And it's certainly better than drawing a land. It'll make both our creatures bigger. Give it, yeah, all 3 of our creatures that are currently untapped will get larger. It's also something decent to just throw in front of Oathsworn Knight, but because of Double Strike and Trample, it doesn't matter that much. But it will keep us from dying. We could also bottom it and just scry again, and our backup plan is just playing Karn and making another token. I think maybe that's just better, because we want to try and draw something a little more powerful than that. So let's put a hold here, and we'll scry again. Definitely don't want to draw that, though. So hopefully we don't still draw a land, but I think doing what we did was still the right thing to do. Okay, that actually is very good here. Means we can actually attack them here without any fear of anything happening to us. It does mean we have to give up on high-speed hover bike, like pumping our stuff this turn, but I think that's okay. Yeah, I think we just swing here. I'm going to leave the Murback because we can use Silverbolt at least and play the hover bike. Yeah. Get them back around their starting life total. Oh, actually, I guess, yeah. Yeah, 7 mana, not quite enough to play Karn and everything else. That's okay. Let's hope they don't, like, give their creature hexproof or something. We can swing back for a lot, too. Probably put a hold on our upkeep again. Yeah, then it'll turn into treasure, which will help our mana a lot. I mean, we have plenty of mana, but Mobilized District can start attacking and stuff. Yeah, I mean, if they're just going to spend their turn here slapping equipment on Oathsworn Knight, we're pretty happy. We still have a problem in the long run here. Yeah, that's what they do. So, I wonder if sacking my reliquary is going to be worth it. Let's play the hover bike here. And we're going to have plenty of mana, so I think I'm going to try to draw another card here. Because we'll have the 3 treasure, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I mean, it'll be plenty of mana. So, let's do this. Ooh. Well, not enough mana for that. But yeah, then we'll scry on our upkeep here. It'll also make this huge. Didn't really think about that till just now. Blast Zone, huh? 10. So we're going to be able to do 10, 19, 21. I think we need to find we just need to find another artifact. I think we might have lethal actually with the hover bike. Yeah, we need another artifact. If we let them untap, I don't think we can win. So, oh, we have our mobilized district too. Hold on a second here. Math. Yeah, I think we bottom that. And then we draw. Nice. So go to our main phase here. So, yeah, play the construct. We're not going to kick it. Crew. Swing out. We got there. High-speed hover bike for the win. It would have been rough if we drew a land off of this. You know, when I put the blast zone back, but I think we needed all of that, right? Maybe just drawing the land was enough because mobilized district would have attacked. It probably would have been enough. So it didn't matter what we drew, basically. Any land or anything. All right, so that's the deck. Obviously, it's got its problems. You never saw me run into Field of Ruin, luckily, but you know, not having colored stuff in your deck makes your removal on the whole quite bad, and you saw that play out. You also saw the removal kind of work sometimes, but it is fun to sort of, you know, beat people with a colorless commander. So that'll do it for this week. I do think for the foreseeable-ish future, I'm going to try to do one of these a week, putting one out each Sunday. So, yeah, there'll be another one next week, and yeah, so have a good rest of your day, whatever day you're watching this, and I'll see you all in the next video.